Hello, everyone. I'm Ronan Chain, and we're back with another episode of the Syndicate Star Wars podcast. I'm your host. I'm here joined with Brent Age of Grogu. Brent, how you doing?
Hey,
Man?
good.
And
Busy.
good. And my
Nope.
compadre, Kyle Katarn. Kyle, how you doing, Kyle?
Hello there. Thanks for having me back, man. Always a pleasure to come chat Star Wars.
Dude, and the Star Wars talk, y'all. We're all gonna talk spoilers for the episodes 5 and 6 of Maul Shadow Lord. If y'all don't know what we're getting into, we are gonna talk about that show because there's lots to talk about. But before we start, a lot has happened in the past 7 days, and that goes from the notion that we got a final trailer for Mandalorian Grogu with tickets on sale now. You can go get your tickets because the movie comes out in a freaking month, which is wild to think of. And also, the announcement that we have a sale date for the tickets for Star Wars Celebration 2027 in Los Angeles. The 12-month race, if you will, or prep begins now, boys. But yeah, before we do Maul Shadow Lord, between those two topics of Celebration tickets and Mandalorian Grogu tickets, how are we all feeling, man? I mean, I think the next month or so is going to be a lot of hectic stuff to balance out, but I already got my ticket for Mandalorian Grogu. I don't know about if everybody else got their ticket for Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, no, I'm locked in, ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally same deal.
I got my
And
ticket,
several times.
backup ticket.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. That's it. I always get. I get. Yeah. Always. You just never know if something gets in the way work wise, and you have to.
Yeah, you gotta get it on 2 dates.
But,
and also, I do 2 theaters in case the first one burns down or something crazy happens. Like I'm not losing the premiere because the theaters.
Yeah.
No,
fair enough.
Down the road, the next town over.
I'm planning that week very much intense because I want to be in LA to see it, and me and Brent are gonna try to make some stuff work if we can. But also I have my ticket already for when I come back home where I'm at right now. I'll be like, all right, once I get back, immediately go to the theater from the airport and just watch the movie again as soon as possible. But
I also would love to make it down to LA for the premiere. I'm waiting to see what happens with that, but I've also bought a ticket in my hometown for just in case nothing. If it falls through, I'm still locked in and ready to go.
Same.
Absolutely. Nothing to report really right now. But if I should be so lucky, you'll be the first to hear about it.
I'm gonna put it out into the universe now. Lucasfilm, we will happily go to LA to go to the premiere, especially having that premiere at the Grauman Chinese Theater. I mean, that is
at the Chinese,
holy,
so good,
dude. That's holy land. Like if we seen those 70s footage of people waiting in line around the block for that first movie, we would. I think we would all love to be there. So if y'all want to send us an invite or get an invitation, we will happily. I will walk to Los Angeles if I can get a invitation to that. But
how many popcorn buckets can I fit in my carry-on? That's really the
exactly. I have to order another order of carry-on for my luggage.
There you go.
But also in the midst of all this, during the penultimate drops of Maul Shadow Lord, we're gonna be getting Star Wars Celebration tickets. And listen, pricing aside, it's a journey. I remember how you and I, Kyle, managed
it's a struggle.
to
We're
for
going to be
Japan.
going through it.
And
it's such a long way from here. Oh wait, I live in Los Angeles. It's really pretty close.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. Like even if it's in our neck in the woods, in our backyards, like it's like okay, getting them and then prepping for flights, and then hell, if we're lucky, prepping for hotels because it's gonna be. I said in my video, it's in downtown LA, which is its own journey. That could be its
getting
own
to downtown
blog.
itself is going to be an epic trek, and then oh boy, and you honestly you think you have the edge as the local, but like you can't park anywhere either.
No, like you want to pay $100 for a parking lot?
It's going to be an absolute gridlock, even for the local.
That's it.
I feel really bad for people who do not want to go to Star Wars Celebration but live near downtown LA.
Yeah,
you're screwed either way.
Well, here's the thing: the convention center that it is at, guys. It is like all these big sporting events happen there and everything like that. Sometimes it takes people an hour to an hour and a half to just get out of the parking lot onto the freeway. Like it is that, and the freeway is right next to the actual center there itself.
Yep.
So it is really, really just it is difficult. They may have done some stuff recently to make it easier, but I don't think so. I keep on hearing bad horror stories that if you have to drive out, don't expect to be able to just drive out and go home straight away. You'll be in the parking lot for nearly an hour at least.
No, my plan is to walk a good number of blocks and then catch a ride share once you're outside of the hub activity.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking there is another parking lot.
LA, though. that is also
that's the other thing too. Yeah, yeah. Especially after dark, it is a bit shady sometimes. So
yeah, because
don't get me wrong, you're in a decent area itself, but it's still like the convention center is actually decent. But
a lot of moving.
You go 2 blocks one way or 2 blocks the other way, and you go the wrong direction, then you're kind of putting yourself in harm's way.
It's a familiar story.
When you're carrying all those,
a large city, you're going to have spots like that. Like for us, we've got our sports stadium, which fairly nice on that block. But if you stray like 1 to 2 blocks in any direction, it gets kind of dicey. And that's just
and when you're carrying your entire days of merchandise with you and you're walking out the door, you just don't want to be. You don't want to be. It becomes
and only it's a block or 2 away from where the Lakers play. So it's like, all right, I'm trying to see if there's hotels near there. That way, I'm not too close into it because I don't mind walking, like you said, Kyle, a block or 2 every morning just to get your stretch and your warm ups of walking because you're gonna be on your feet all day if you're at Celebration. And
for sure.
And so hopefully, again, I and also I want to give a shout out to the artist who did this piece for Celebration. It is drop dead gorgeous. I remember who was it? I said I think it was during the it was one of my friends' stream that I was like, yo, look what they did. Like even the Hollywood signs, they flipped it from Hollywood to Star Wars. I'm like, that is so geeky as hell. And I just love that they're still doing this. It's very echoey of the New Hope poster from 77. And shout out to the artist.
Who is the artist?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to find the name. I had it here.
I'm on the StarWars.com right now, and frustratingly, they name dropped Tom Young, who did the original poster that this is a tribute to, but did not name drop the new artist who made the art. Yeah.
Huh.
They straight up say that newly unveiled key art pays homage to the original Tom Young poster art to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Star Wars film, and does not say who made it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why they don't.
What the heck? Why would you leave that off? I feel bad.
Yeah,
for that
that's
their moment.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm trying to find the name and. I'll look through it as we talk and make sure that artist gets a shout out because I think even recently the Maul Shadow Lord posters they've been putting out, they at least I've been hearing that somewhere you can find out who's the artist and who's been contributing to that. But I adore this poster. I don't adore the pricing of the badges. I don't know if you boys saw it, but it's easily for Jedi VIP over $1,000.
I don't know. I had Jedi VIP in Japan, and I feel like it was critically underutilized.
Really?
By the end of the convention, I was like, "What exactly was I paying extra for?" So
really? Okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't take advantage of that were available, but for what I do at a con, it ended up feeling superfluous. So I think I'm going to go with just regular 4-day pass.
Regular 4-day pass. Yeah. That was sufficient enough for last time. Went through it, and
if you're there for merch, then it makes sense, I suppose, because things will sell out before you have a physical chance to get to the front of a line. That always happens. So if you're just going to do some shopping, then I guess. But I'd rather just buy whatever merch is left over, using the money I'm saving by not spending over $1,000 on a VIP pass.
Yeah. I think I bought 2 T-shirts, and that was second day, and anyway.
I remember in Japan, I was in line for the screen printing shirts, and it was 10 in the morning, and they were already turning people away, saying, "We're not doing any more shirts today. We're out." 10 in the morning, line's already done. They're closing up shop.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Hopefully everything goes well over the next few weeks. I know we'll all be talking cohesively trying to see if we can make it work for everybody to go.
Yeah, everyone's got a little attack plan. We're gonna band together, see if we can do group purchases and whatever gives us the best chance of success,
And once that phases out, again from my small corner of YouTube, I'm gonna start messaging other groups, other friends of ours who might be going to be like, yo, if we're all going, come next April, we should plan something big, cool for Star Wars, the community, for those who are fans and us creators to be like, yo, let's do something cool to represent 50 years of this franchise that we care about deeply, but we know the responsibility comes from sharing our enthusiasm and being engaging with the world that doesn't always have structure or order to it or even a peace of mind. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful with that. And, God, hell, whatever the Force help us come May 4th, because that day between the penultimate episodes, a live stream for May the 4th itself, and the tickets. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I do know how these past few episodes went, y'all. Man, I have been biting my tongue to not spoil stuff for y'all and other friends of ours about the shit that goes down in episodes 5 and 6. And for those who don't know, I am talking about episodes Inquisition, Chapter 5, and Chapter 6, Night of the Hunted. And
these were the last episodes covered in the screeners that went out, right?
So I have seen other ones, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for that. But this
okay, so you've seen up to like 8 probably then.
Yes.
Oh damn. Okay.
I have not.
Yeah. So we're not caught up yet. We're not quite caught up yet.
Yeah, and so there's still a lot of stuff I'm holding back, but I'm interested to hear from you guys and see how our audience or anybody who watches the stream is feeling. And for those who are watching right now and commenting, thank you so much. We'll get your comments, but we want to get our feet wet with the first episode that we're talking about. And I'll start with Brent. Brent, Inquisition, the Imperials have arrived in Janix, and there's a dickhead of a lieutenant called Blake, who looks like the dude from United Ten Kingdoms. That damn Targaryen.
Blake's the kind of face you just want to punch, isn't he?
Yes. How do you feel about Chapter 5 Inquisition?
Chapter 5, I loved it. There's a few people out there. I've been watching some reactions and stuff like that when I get the chance, and some people say it's the quiet episode, that it's nothing, no action happened. It's like, you need that episode to have that setup and that build up for what will be the big fight episode. And the reality was, I think this episode was just as filling with as much content, and without, you've got Marek who gets brought into it for the first time, and he's a much more lively character, as you can see in this. I think that lively, yes. Boom, boom. But then, I love the connection. This is where we have things start to fall apart for Lawson. This is where he's basically in. I never expected this character to get into this kind of trouble. Let's put it that way. I really thought that he was going to have it relatively simply. He and his family just had this moment of being like, we're good, we're going to be fine, everything will blow past us. These guys are caught up right in the middle of it, along with the 2 Jedi, which is just crazy for me to see that, the Jedi made a big error and made a fatal flaw, in my opinion. They really ended up by endangering, somebody that they were trying to just get off the planet for. So I was kind of like, I was surprised with that, apart from that, loved it a lot. Loved the intake. Loved the build up. I loved the suspension, and the score is fantastic as well. Some great, beautiful score in this episode. Yeah. So
Kyle, how about you, man?
I echo a lot of Brent's thoughts. I felt pretty much the same way. I liked the fact that it was kind of a slower episode. I do understand why people might have thought that it was like a little bit slow moving and exposition heavy, but we absolutely needed that, because an action sequence in a volume is just basically flashing lights and jingling keys. Like, you need to have it give stakes. I need to have exposition in order to deliver that weight to the audience. And so everything they did in episode 5 was just delicious setup for episode 6. And man, payoff after payoff. We'll get to that in a second. But no, I really enjoyed it. I would say pour some out for our poor beloved police captain, who has been reassigned to the graveyard shift, we'll say. I don't think we're seeing the likes of her again.
Chief Clyde.
She's probably donezo. But she actually really reminded me of the captain, the police chief in Blade Runner 2047 that Gosling works for.
And
then Love shows up and just like takes her out in her own office. Like, it's so brutal. But a very similar like archetype and even character arc, if you want to go there, for this lady. We never really got to know her that well, but I think it was a very like effectively done and like chilling reminder that the Empire is not here to play, and things are not going to be the same. And it's like he said to Two Boots with so much just exasperation in his face. He's like, "You really think they're just going to pack up and leave when they're done here? Like, what have you done to us, Two Boots?"
Yeah, Lieutenant Joshi from Blade Runner. Robin Wright's character from Blade Runner. Dude, man. I'm telling y'all, between these 2 episodes, and again, we'll get to the lightsaber stuff, but like, it was full on thriller escape, stuff on the rooftop. I think someone else, it might have been T. O'Neill. Someone said that like, oh yeah, the rooftop thing reminded me of Blade Runner. I'm like, oh, absolutely. That rooftop escape,
the whole
like more action,
thing has reminded me of Blade Runner consistently.
That is not a bad place to reference. But like, let's dive into the gray side, not even black and white, just gray of all this, and how much perspective is being, I think, finally slowly shown to both Two Boots and Lawson's kid. Be like, yo,
you think Two Boots is going to get his eye opened? You think he's going to realize? Because I feel like he's programmed not to realize.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think
he has a limited capacity.
Droids in the Star Wars, droids in the Star Wars universe have the ability to learn and exceed. I feel
they do. They do, like, just on paper. But if you're going to put a restraining bolt on any kind of droid, it's going to be a police droid.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what I mean by he's constrained. I don't. The circumstances will not allow for him to ever have that moment of radicalization and realize the Empire are the bad guys, because his brain is wired to support what's happening.
He told that one dude, like, everything looks great. We got reinforcements, and it's not even.
Look at all the resources they're giving us, man. All this support.
Yeah,
it's ironic that it's not until Lieutenant Blake says, like, he looks and goes, "Yo, what's up with those sneakers? Change them. They're not. They're not. They're not a policy or not." And like the look on Two Boots, which I think it's there. I'm like, yo, like, it has to be your sneakers to get you to look at the environment.
Like, do you think? Okay, I feel like those sneakers were a gift from Lawson. I feel like that was a gift from Lawson. It wasn't just a matter of he was wearing something different.
That was his.
I feel like that was I think individuality, but I think it was also something that was given to him. I felt like that in it
because I am a big lover of noir as a genre. I've always thought that Lawson had a human partner who died, and Two Boots literally stepping into his shoes to be his partner. So those are the boots belong to the former deputy that used to sit at that desk. That would be Do you think he ever plays pranks on them? Because there's so many droids in there. Do you think he's ever like, hey, put these boots on, it'll be really funny?
I would love to see.
He makes remarks about the coffee or the cab. It's like, why wouldn't he do that? Yeah. But I mean, I think even in the episodes 4 or 5, or no, 4 or 3, somewhere in the past one where he's chasing a tip that they get on himself, like there's at one point where they like his boots land and the frame is on them of like, okay, those aren't normal boots, they're custom. So it's like it tells you about his individuality and how it's burned out being, I think, not on the surface level, but interiorly he's like, wait a minute, this doesn't compete with my programming, but let's see how this plays out, because he doesn't, like, he's still going about it when Lawson's kid shows up and it's like, Two Boots, it's me. He's like, you're still, doesn't matter. You have to follow the rules and whatnot.
Exactly. Like, sentimentality means nothing to him because he's programmed to just obey the protocols. The protocols are the top priority always. If you're not allowed to be here, you could be my own mother. I'm kicking you out. He has no nuance, no shades of gray there.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say also, for a more centric show, this episode had very little more in it, which I thought was nice, a good break away from that, because it felt like we needed these development of these other characters a little more to, again, set up for where we were going to the next episode. The Jedi were important, that we had a bit more time with the Lawson and his son also.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single Star Wars show that has truly been about a single character. It always turns into an ensemble piece every single time.
Yeah.
And this is no different.
In a good way. In a good way.
We know there's a second season planned. We know it's going to, if it wants to have that longevity, we have to have well-developed characters in the ensemble. So they can't all just be little means to an end and then they die at the end of every episode. And Maul's the only through line. He's got to be surrounded by people that we know, that we recognize, that we either hate or that we're rooting for. And this episode went a long way towards like solidifying those people for us.
Oh, totally.
I did not care quite as much if Lawson died before these 2 episodes. And now I'm thoroughly invested in his survival here. Him and his son, they've lost everything. Like,
his job, the house burned down.
Freedom. He's on the run, wanted, and he's homeless. Like everything is gone. Which on the one hand does kind of help because it's really hard to pick up the trail when their house is burned down.
But that also goes back to the fault of the Jedi. The Jedi decide to go and ask the one person that they felt connected to, and they caused a cascade of the destruction of his life. How is he going to take that? And when he has the chance to stop and think about it,
How
is
he gets home and he's like,
really seriously react to that?
Yeah.
It's
and
also
it's
like it's perfect timing and it's the worst possible timing. It's the worst timing because the Empire's here, shit's hitting the fan. But it's perfect timing because of the day he had before he came home. If he had come home after a regular day,
part of that day,
like
dude, as soon as we got into this room, I was like, something's off. And then the hologram initially threw us, and we're like, is that Emperor Palpatine? No, it's just a hologram of Maul. And then from the shadows, he just sits down. He sees the scratch marks on that table. So you know that Klyce, probably if she went down, she went down swinging. And then you just see these hands over his shoulders. He's like, "Tell me everything."
The shoulder shot was great. That really got me. I don't know why I didn't expect him to be lurking in the corner like that, but like,
it affected me. It was my reaction. I had the same moment of like, oh shit, what the heck's going on?
Fantastic.
This is crazy.
This is the universe honing in on this small corner of a universe that isn't fully aware of a lot of stuff. Like again, at the beginning of the show, he's like a laser sword. I haven't seen that since the Clone Wars, and it's just like we have no Imperial occupation here. And it's like as soon as they show up, something from the bigger universe is on literally on their shoulders, being like, I want to know everything. And if you see already these scratch marks, comply. And yet him keeping his distance of like, listen, I told you everything. I managed to get away. He's like, but you live. He's like, yeah, I'm lucky, aren't I? And just that turn of Merrick. And again, I liked Merrick and Ahsoka. I wasn't blown away by the character. It was unique to see how that character, his story goes in that show. But to think that they pulled him, I was like, no, let's see if we could spend time with this character. Who
give us reasons to fear him,
Yes,
And I think he translates really well visually. He looks like he belongs in animation. That style he has so good.
That's the other big thing that I have to always question: is a live action show or series ever going to hit the same depth that a live action that a animated series hits? Because in my opinion, the best works, and this is no disrespect to any of the other TV shows, the live action stuff, because I've enjoyed it all in some way or form or another. But the animation stuff hits differently every single time. Clone Wars,
I would agree
Rebels,
with that. I would agree with
Bad Batch.
And I don't think that is a knock on live action. I think that is simply illustrating a difference between the two mediums.
Yeah.
I agree. You're infinitely more constrained when you're working with real sets and real people and the CGI budget versus like if you're in animation, the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit.
Move it mentally. You can
characters can move how you want them to move in form and fashion.
Like they could not have pulled off the Mortis arc in live action. It would not have worked.
No.
It would have looked hokey. But like because we've already bought into the visual style we're looking at, you could put anything on that screen and it will translate into the galaxy.
And detail goes a long way, I think.
I
think. I don't know about you, but like to me, the moment with Merrick was just Merrick, an Inquisitor, investigating stuff, him like pushing stuff to the side or force pushing it, feeling the wall where he sees the scratches. Him knowing like I'm not getting all the picture yet, but again, we said like Maul in episode 5, there's not much to him because he's laying back and contemplating everything. But it's fascinating how much that detail is going with it, and that's why this show's popping so much for me because the detail is felt in every freaking frame. Every frame. I'm sorry,
his little
investigation. I mean, he's. I think out of all the Inquisitors, this is the closest one that has been the detective, because he's investigating every single thing, the burn marks, the this and that, and he's a very different Inquisitor than we've seen from the other Inquisitors.
Did you feel that he was employing force psychometry? Usually when someone uses that power, they give us like a little glimpse into what he's seeing, and they didn't do that with Max. So I'm not sure that's actually what was happening. But like Quinlan Vos and Cal Kestis and Ahsoka, they touch objects and they can view memories associated with them. And he touched the saber mark on the wall, and he kind of paused and just was meditative for a moment. But he could have just also been piecing clues together.
I think it's just piecing clues. I got that as piecing clues together. I felt like it was the detective work. It's like this is where the fight happened between Maul and the opponent, but this is a Jedi lightsaber blade. It's a different marking. It felt like that because he went to several lightsaber burn marks, one of them being on the ground, which was the regular Jedi, the other one. So he was already clued in that there was more than, just Maul with a lightsaber.
A rogue character that they've been,
Yeah.
I agree.
I loved all the Force Unleashed references that we got in this episode too. During
episode
6 in the beginning when he's training his katas, he fully goes into the Starkiller stance with the reverse grip for a second there, before transitioning into the Phantom Menace pose that is so famous.
Yeah.
He was definitely fighting Obi-Wan in his head during that whole.
That's what
one of those moves.
Yeah, man. That's what it looked like. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
In his head, he's going Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
He does that every time.
Yes,
that's how he wins fights. He just puts Kenobi's face on whoever his opponent is. That's his source of
put it
rage.
in frame. Yeah.
Before
we go deep into 6, because 6 is the one that I was just like, holy hell, what are they doing with? Like, not in a bad way, but I'm like, holy god, we're doing this, dude. Shout out to everybody commenting on the chat. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go through right now and see what the comments are saying. Tigo Neal says that Monday Night Maul, Night 3, that's so Maul, episode 5, Lost and Interrupted. As it relates to Brandon Lawson, his story reaches a tipping point. Merrick is the bloodhound of the Inquisitors. Ooh, I like that. When he used psychometry, he knew to go to Brandon Lawson's residence immediately. I like that. I like that.
I almost hope that he didn't, because it would be nice to have a Force user who's actually a detective for once, instead of just using the Force to get the answers.
Yeah,
like Obi-Wan with the saber dart thing in Attack of the Clones. He was just straight up following up leads, being a little gumshoe. I loved that.
Yeah. Jeffrey, Keyblade Master Jeffrey saying, let's go. How you doing, Jeffrey? Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Tingo says the fight in episode 6 with Devon versus Merrick, with how Maul comes in as support. Then Maul takes the lead with Devon as support. Then switches to Devon with Maul as support. The way both Maul and Devon move as one when 2 versus 1 Merrick. I'm also wondering if the selection of dialogue this season is being used as seeds for things yet to come in future seasons. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I heard Maul saber chanting in Sith speak again.
I didn't hear that this time over the sound of myself screaming. Just continuously from start to finish of the episode. I was just, let's go!
When Rook Pass tells them, you have to see this, and he sees the martyr, and he notices an Inquisitor. I hear that, like chants of him, and I think even Rook looks at him like, is that what I think it is? And him be like, not frustrated, but being like, okay, this is a move from the Emperor. I have to adjust because I didn't want this. And he references earlier to Devon, like, have you even seen a Jedi Hunter? Have you experienced that beforehand? And then Harrison James here says, what up, guys? Man, these 2 episodes might have been my favorites thus far. I could see that. Spybot is the Shadow Lord MVP. David Collins, man. Every time he speaks.
I love that it's David Collins. That Starkiller and Proxy are together again. You know?
Yes. They gave Merrick so much aura, and having the Force echo ability is a nice touch. Yeah. I mean, again, if the details to that, again, a newbie would be like, oh, that's a cool trick they can do. But anybody who has played the games or read the books to be like, yo, that's sweet to see that play out.
And it goes far back. We've been doing that for a long time.
All of Brandon Lawson's good intentions blow up on his face this week. Hi, everyone. Like reminded me of the head guy from the 1960s Prisoner series.
Yes, The Prisoner. I love that show, dude.
I'm not
a number. I'm a free man. Who's number 1? You are number 6. Starring Patrick McGowan. I have every episode of that on VHS.
I need to put that on the list then. All right, Prisoner.
Oh, dude, you'd love The Prisoner. It's wild and weird.
Okay. The Graybeard says, LO. Maul Shadow Lord has been beautiful. I can't believe how refined the Clone Wars art style is. I agree.
So good, dude.
You could screenshot every frame and it would look like an oil painting. I mean, again, we weren't fortunate to be there, but when I saw the fan event screening in the halls before they went to the auditorium to see the 2 episodes, there was like they had let out, like, I guess either concept art or painting that looked like stuff they would have used in the backdrops as like painted cells they would use for the animation. So I'm like, I could absolutely see them just framing, not even an action sequence with the characters, just the environment, and being like, this is how much we pushed it. And for this project,
they do use digital matte paintings in animation, so it's very possible they actually did construct matte paintings for this. And God, that's awesome if that's what they did.
Harrison thinks that would be
I agree. I think it would be a cool backstory. I think it's a little too dark for Star Wars. I don't think they're going to do that. But unless it gets directly contradicted, you can always have it as a headcanon. I think I will.
The last art for animation we got was Rebels, right? I don't remember
for animation.
I've got the
So.
I have that one too.
I've got the Tales or Clone Wars or Bad Batch.
Yeah.
There wasn't an art of Bad Batch. I guess you're right.
Not that
there
I can
wasn't
think of right now.
for Bad Batch. There was for
Artbooks.
earlier season of Clone Wars. There was.
Yes, the first 6 seasons. Yes,
Yeah,
there
nothing.
was.
Only book in my collection I don't have.
Yeah, that one's pricey. If you can find it,
Yeah.
it was a pricey book, but yeah, it's out
I
there.
made such an error years ago not making it get in. Anyway,
I have not yet. I have not read the comics. I'm behind on all comics right now, though.
I've only read the first issue. I like the first issue, but I'm wondering whether I should wait for the trade paperback or get the single issues. I think, again, because we talked about earlier, but the pricing for Celebration and also the tickets for the movies, that's my main focus now. And then once that's cleared or I have something set, I can be like, okay, I can focus in on comics and
totally
let that go stuff.
You got to have your priorities. The comics, basically, the adventures of like Lawson and the bounty hunter chick, right?
Yes, yes. Who helps him out in episode 6. Harrison James did say that would be a sick backstory for Two Boots, Kyle. Man, again, this show with that environment, those we haven't even brought it up, but like Lawson's wife makes an appearance in the hologram, and it's like, what happened to them and their marriage, and why would she go and lean into the Imperial side? Because she flats out tells their kid of like, just listen to the Empire. Don't.
Did you recognize her voice, by the way?
Just follow orders and whatnot.
No, who was it?
That was Kimiko from Street Fighter.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. From the second Karate Kid movie. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she comes back as an adult in Cobra Kai and ends up with Shozen.
Yes. I was like, that's
cool.
awesome. That's sweet.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm wondering where that, and again, backstories like this, I could see a backstory of Lawson and her in a book. I'd be like, what happened? Well, how come stuff didn't work out for them, and how that plays out? I think
sexy bounty hunter is what happened. Even if nothing happened, it doesn't matter. The wife just has to think something happened.
The implication,
maybe at some point in the future, these two are going to come face to face, and we're going to get something as well. In the
I for sure thought she was going to be the one running the occupation, but they put somebody else.
No, here's the thing. I thought about this the week before, and the moment that they mentioned her name, my thoughts were like, is she going to be on this Star Destroyer? Is she coming into the planet? It's like, no, this is too on the nose. And I'm glad they didn't have her there. I'm glad this was a call. We're jumping. Yeah. We are jumping into episode 6, but I'm glad it was a call out to the mom.
I think she works at the requisitions and logistics depot that Cyril Karn works at in Andor.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out what her uniform was.
She has Cyril's
the exact same little data pad that he had when he worked that job.
That
would be
awesome.
So not necessarily
that would be
the imperial military structure, but she's definitely working for
Empire.
She's under the company.
Mm-hmm.
But a nobody in the big chain of nobodies in the room of
exactly. She's not some big badass Grand Moff something. She's a pencil pusher.
Yeah. She's not ISB. She's nothing like that. She's
right.
Lawson's wife working for the Empire on Coruscant is an interesting turn of events. I expect she'll have another role to play in the remaining episodes. Riley reaching out probably. I mean, again, I can't talk to that, so I'll just leave it at that. Teague O'Neill says that exactly. I expect the ex-wife is going to be involved going forward in some way. Yeah, I don't think you just bring that up for just a one-off thing and don't let that story hanging out, because you could tell how much her absence is having an effect on Riley and Brendan. For better or for worse, like you feel there's a missing piece to this family. And who knows how much that will be tangling on both their lives moving forward. Jeffrey says that I have a theory. Merrick is a Star Killer. What do you guys think?
I think Merrick is a nod to Star Killer for sure. That's where the name comes from. Star Killer's name is Galen Merrick.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're going to canonize Star Killer like under the helmet or anything like that. I think this is our little tribute to him.
Yeah. Just like in Andor, where you see the pieces, that's all, which I'm okay with. I think I could be wrong. The Dark Knight interrogation scene with Batman and the Joker. Yeah, you never hit a man in the face. You feel all pussy. You can't feel the next thing. One
thing I wanted to say about that scene is that, like, when it comes to interrogations, everything you see is deliberate, and so they wanted him to see those fingernail marks on the chair. They could have even gone so far as to put them there. Like it might not have even been the Chief's fingers that did that. Like Merrick could have carved that in real quick.
Intimidation.
Freak him out when we bring him in.
Yeah.
Like, that is absolutely part of the psychological assault that goes on during the interrogations. From the moment you cross that threshold. Yeah. And they were very calculated with it. It was very sinister to watch.
Yeah. I think Tino says exactly I expect the X-5 is going to be moving forward some way. And then Harrison J says, I definitely think the character inspired in some ways Jeffrey with the armor and name and all. The environment, storytelling, fire. I agree. 100% agree. Y'all, episode 6, chapter 6, Night of the Hunted. We got Maul almost like in a way meditating like a samurai, just flexing. And you could tell he's also trying to work his knee, because he got busted from Eric early on, and so you see him moving. And I saw a lot of our friends watching. People were freaking out, like, look how good the animation is, and it feels like they mocapped it. They said they didn't mocap, but they definitely shot live action stuff.
There's definitely a difference. I was talking about this to a friend yesterday. Actually, I was saying the difference between mocap is that there is still this. There's a uncanny realisticness of looking at animation that is mocapped, in my opinion. So when it comes to animation, if there was something involved that was in between. I felt like I was watching some animation from Spider-Verse or something like that, the way they were doing stuff. But the movement, the foot movement of the animation was just fucking gorgeous, especially that sequence at the end when Maul's almost dancing in that movement of fight scene. I think I even I reacted to it, and I even said out loud, "Look at the foot motion! It was so gorgeous." The animation in this episode, just I can't even. It literally, they've done some incredible stuff the last 5 episodes, but this one just. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful.
In the moment of watching it, Bendu identified that they were using like correct and accurate wushu footwork for the choreography there. Like, because he does martial arts and he was able to. Like, I would never have known.
Okay.
He was like, no, that's accurate footwork. They're actually doing.
That's what I feel like it is. I think they videotaped someone doing the movements, and they actually and they got the movement and animated frame by frame, but just drew it by hand or whatever, or digital as that movement. I think that's what they did, rather than mocap. So it kept that. Yeah.
I think Sam said one of the directors or somebody in the show is a martial artist, and they went like, "Yo, we need your help. We gotta up the movement and the fight choreography because, man." Listen, we're gonna jump into it because this is why this episode was so effing good. It was like the beginning parts felt like a thriller escape with the whole player stuff, escaping the apartment, America chasing them
the whole time.
Yeah,
and all this stuff of like even the way Devon was jumping on the wall and into the ship. It was very like zigzag, and I was like, this is gorgeous.
And the use of light on every pose and every movement was just beautiful.
And deflecting the ship's blasters and whatnot. And I was like, even though the sound, like,
there's one point where Marek like fully like dislocates or like partially sprains Devon's wrist, and then you can hear it click when she like gets it back in. Like it's like,
and she does this. How she does this, and I was like, that is sweet detail of like
the sound design that goes along with that detail. It's impeccable,
incredible.
It's so good.
But man, dude, when this shit went down, I'm telling you. Kyle was there. He could tell me. I remember the footage of Japan and him in the dark. So it's true. You live, and I love the thing of like, "Where's Maul? Tell me." And he's like, "I am right here." And I was like, "That's why." I think it was the Kiners who've been doing their whole weekly of like teasing of like what's come. I replied with like the "Let's get ready to rumble" gif, and I was like, "Dude, it is throwdown of an ex." For people who don't know, Inquisitors, most of them are ex Jedis.
Right.
Against an ex-Sith. Think about that thematically and visually, like how these, and it's 2 lightsabers going at it with, a Padawan on the side being in the mix of like, wait, where do I go? Because I don't like him. but he's speaking facts of what I believe and what I want to do with my life right now under these circumstances. And
I love that they telegraphed like and they really supported his like smug, just like confidence in Rebels when he comes out of the temple with Ezra, sees Inquisitors fighting, and he's like, what fun! Like, they're not anything good. They're scrubs. He's embarrassed them before. And we got to watch that happen here for the first time. But
boys, talk to me.
Jedi,
How do you feel
getting badly trained by Quizzy? He can just mop the floor with him, and he does, like, regularly.
Boys, please talk to me. How do we feel about, again, this is a frame. This is an actual frame from this fucking show, from this amazing animation
company. Looks like a promo still. It looks like a production still, but actually a frame from the the quality's insane.
So freaking. I mean, how long did this take to put together again? Like 2 years, 3 years? Between beginning to the end?
Well, before announcement, I think it had been in work for a year or year and a half. I think.
I think Sam said, because I was talking to him about in Japan, he said that they had recorded voices for it like a full 2 years before the announcement.
Right. Okay.
Damn.
But that's always the way. That's always the way. You do the voices.
Right. No. So 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years by the time it's to voice recording to. Okay,
it's kind of fun. It's kind of nice as a voice actor in animation to do it that way, because by the time it watches and you get to watch your own work, you forgot how the hell it goes. So you get to be part of the audience, and like you're still surprised by the plot twist because you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I recorded this 10 years ago. Like,
but like I think this was one of the first stills that they put out. I think through EW or somewhere where it's him with a double bladed like pose. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was this. Man, that fight, and again, it felt. Again, someone said earlier, I think it was Teague or somebody else, was like, it felt like a dance of like, okay, you take the first hit, then I do the upper deck, or you do the rotation.
It was like turn-based combat just on steroids.
Yeah. And
also, just again, the tunnel they were going through was very like deliciously like subtle Empire Strikes Back flavor with like the things that Luke had to go through during the Bespin fight. But then like
the
with a Blade Runner,
Mission Impossible. Like
totally Mission Impossible. I got that too.
This episode was constantly moving. Like it was constantly
like Fury Road
moving. Like it didn't give you the chance where you got the chance to breathe in episode 5. This episode didn't give you the chance to breathe. I don't think almost any time, hardly any.
In fact, the one slow moment almost gave you like an inertia jolt. Because you're running, you're hiding, you're flying, you're fighting, and then suddenly we go to visit the informant. And it's still, and there's no motion on the screen. And you're like,
you
have to catch up a little bit, because we get so heightened and our adrenaline starts pounding as the stakes get higher and higher, and suddenly we have that little lull, and it's like you gotta catch yourself. Fantastic amount of energy, and the way it didn't let up. The only downside to that is the episode felt about 5 minutes long.
By the time we got to it's already over.
It moved quickly. It moved quickly.
And I love that during this fight with Merrick and Maul, they're only using one of their blades thus far. They're only using one each, and it's not until I think Maul has them aside, and then Merrick flips the second one and he does the twirl, which is what we remember.
That was so funny. That was such a great moment. He's like, "Oh yeah, I can do that without fancy tricks."
Like, I don't care what anybody says. I love the Inquisitor's lightsabers. I love the twirl. I love the helicopter blade. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I love what it
does. It make any common sense? No.
They have versus a classically trained.
Yes. The fact that they need that as a safety
wheel,
Yes.
Like I need this technological edge because I'm not 1-to-1 as
skilled like a Sith Lord
Jedi.
Yeah.
Like or
the twirl, I love. Yeah. It's when they do the whole Mary Poppins floating around that. That's when I'm like,
oh come on, no, I love that. I think I was
talking to Andrew about that the other night. Like I was saying, like, are we gonna see them do that? Or has Lucasfilm learned their lesson?
Because again, I don't mind the twirl.
Brent likes it, and I'll never take that away from you. But no one else likes it. No one else likes the Sabercopters, and so are you gonna subject us to this again? I think they're fun.
They definitely won't. They won't. I know that. I
a little bit.
Really.
If they do animation, I don't think I would mind. I think I live action. I would like, yo, what are we doing?
I was hoping that Marek would copper in Ahsoka just to piss everyone off. It's so funny.
No, they won't do the copter again. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun in Rebels.
And anyway. Again, when Merrick makes that move, I love the look on Maul response of like, oh yeah, well I'm the original double-bladed saber motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's throw it down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yes. I got one too.
Yeah.
Like, don't even try.
But I don't need the safety net in the middle.
For all this,
I'm telling you, he had Kenobi's face painted over Merrick's helmet in his mind, and that's why he was going so hard.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
And I love that Devon like stops the fight. Like she cuts off one of the carts, falls away, and then she turns to Maul, ready to fight him. And the look on his face be like, really? Like I know
he doesn't even get into a defensive stance. He's just like, I'm not going to need this anymore. You are not a threat to me.
Yeah,
Ronan, I sent you that link I saw on the internet earlier today. That there's the image of Maul's silhouette in the train as the train was going past him before he actually made a jump onto the thing. I never caught it, but I saw the video online. I never caught it when I first did.
In real time, and like a fool, really? Instead of thinking, oh cool, Maul's here, I thought, oh no, the other shoe's going to drop. The other Inquisitor has just been quietly waiting to step in. I thought it was Birdman in the shadows.
He's coming too. The Crow. Yeah.
The Crow.
I saw that shot in a TV spot or something like that, and I remember being like, "Oh, that's a cool shot." And when I first saw the episode, I'm like, "Oh, they cut off that shot." But yeah, it's very
I never caught it, but I misidentified it. I didn't know it was Maul. I thought it was the situation getting worse.
Yeah.
In fact, it was just about to get more badass.
Yeah. Which, and again, I talking about the badass. We're not skipping anybody who's watching it, but Brandon's friend, who again, I think in the comics they tease it like how they have a history of like, okay, maybe are they not, or they are romantically involved, but they have a history of being there for each other. And I love that he flat out said, like, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be alive, and if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be alive.
She's into him, and he's not into him.
Yes.
He's like, I got enough shit to do with right now.
Magnetism, so of course she's into it.
Yeah.
But I don't. He's fully professional,
If half the live action stuff that they do, not just in Star Wars but in any general, if they had half the amount of dialogue of words and subtle hints like this show has been doing, there'd be such better shows in general. I mean, they really have thought through every word to give the character the most depth without giving you massive exposition.
There's no fat on it at all.
No.
Everything is necessary. Everything you hear services the greater plot.
And the movement,
context. And it hasn't felt like at no moment has the story stagnated. Like it's just been constantly moving forward, even in the arguably slower, as they say, episodes like episode 5, which was pretty much a bunch of scenes of exposition. It was compelling. You were drawn into every moment that was happening.
Yeah.
Like even when she turns and like tells him like it's too crazy right now, I can't get you off world right now, like it's too dangerous for everybody. He turns and he decides to reach for her shoulder and put his hand on her and be like, I wouldn't be bothering you if I didn't need this. Like you know me, like I wouldn't bother you this way. And then I think she does have sympathy for him right there. And listen, I am not throwing shade to the movie and all that stuff. Like I told the boys and I told everybody here, Canto Bight as a concept, I love the way they went about it. Not my cup of tea. This is a scenario where it's literally a casino and probably like a few rooms hotel that she runs, and it's very, very, even with the shot you're talking about the lighting, very noir. And like, this is what you do. You go to a casino place where there's slots and in the bottom floor, and it's about someone seeking escape, very Casablanca-esque, but knowing that like the only reason why these people are helping each other is because they have this connection to them. And
I mean, I don't know that I trust her. I don't know that I trust her because one of the critical elements of a film noir is the femme fatale, right?
Yes.
So who is our femme fatale? Is it the ex-wife or is it the bounty hunter?
Yeah. Is she Rita Hayworth?
Involved enough to be the femme fatale. So I think that she's going to be double-crossing us by the end here.
So I've got one other question also. Master Dio, do we think Maul's already killed him at this point with that blast, that blow to the ribs? I feel like
he keeps grunting.
I feel like that the damage is already done. Maul is
could be on his way out from that.
That is doing internal damage that he is not going to live from this. I don't think he's going to die by lightsaber. I don't think he's going to die by. At least this is my prediction.
He's just going to go out.
I feel like he's just going to go out quietly. That he cannot continue on, and Maul hit the suffering blow to him. And
I feel like Maul wouldn't contend for that. Maul needs Dockie's death to push Devin in a direction. which I feel like is more effective if he has a dramatic death. But you might be right. You might.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I do like what they're doing with Docky. They could have just killed him off quickly in the first 2 episodes for shock value.
I was expecting him not to be around. Yeah.
Instead, he's actually like engaging in a battle for Devon's soul. Yeah. He knows he doesn't have much time left. He knows he's on his way out, but he's trying to hold on to save her trajectory because he knows that once she's only surrounded by Maul and these Inquisitors and this lawless life, she's gonna turn. She's gonna fall to the dark side. He sees it happening, and he's desperate to try and save his Padawan. Yeah, and it makes for a really compelling little side story. He's so not the focus. Oh, totally. Here. But every time he's on screen, you are so compelled by what his motivations are and what he's going through. Yeah, and I'm really glad they didn't kill him. I fully expected him to get killed in that very first encounter. Yeah,
same. Yeah,
and it's a new species.
One of the many surprises about
Star Wars. So you know what would be interesting, and again, I haven't seen that far yet, but I would be interested to see if he at one point probably realizes like he's almost out of time, and he probably confronts Maul and be like, I don't agree with you, I don't like you, but Devon is leaning towards your side, and being like, it's gonna break my heart that she might switch and go to Maul's side, but I would not be surprised if he asked Maul, if she goes to your side, he damn sure better take care of her. Because I think at this point, even the Masters being like, no, it's not just the mythologies. It's like, I generally care for her like a niece or like a daughter. It's like, I just want her to be okay.
Would it be straying from Maul's character as we know it if he granted Docky that?
Be like, I'll look after her.
Why would he give a Jedi a peace of mind like that? Why would he be generous in that way? It doesn't serve him in any way for Docky to be reassured, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think he has a different state of mind with the Jedi. Throughout the first 5 episodes.
Come on, he tried to throw Kanan out the airlock when he.
And that's kind of what I was talking about before the show even premiered. Of like, what development can we possibly uncover with Maul that isn't going to change what we know about him after this show? Because he hates the Jedi with a burning passion by the time of Rebels. He hates the Jedi before this show. So like, it would be a really weird little departure if he's suddenly like, you know what, Docky, you're all right. And then goes back to hating every Jedi immediately afterwards. Like that would be. I am sure they're going to do something to develop him because why make the show if you're not going to show us a part of Maul we've never seen before? But it can't be a part of him that contradicts all the other things that come after.
But I think it also warrants why, if that's the case, then why would you give him dialogue saying, I wish there were more Jedi like you. Things wouldn't be the way they are now. It's like that's an intentional line that Maul says.
That's true. That's true, and that's supposed to be a window into his perspective right now. Is that like maybe this is his hashtag not all Jedi moment
for now, and again, between now and Malachor, like what happens between now and Malachor that makes him switch, be like, no, fuck the Jedi again, and be like, okay, what if for this brief moment he's okay with a moment of not peace but understanding. Like I think that's
self-actualization, you know.
Yes,
he's able to cast it off of himself, but then something's going to remind him of Kenobi, and he's going to fall right back. God damn it! And like all that work will be undone. Yeah, honestly, that could totally. That would be a realistic thing for anybody to go through, but Maul especially, he's so barely in control of himself that like it would be really tragic actually to see him do that as a character, to finally like claw his way out of the rage cage that he's created for himself, only to tumble right back into it again because he's confronted by his past traumas, you know, Kenobi. Honestly, I think we figured it out, man. I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm going to go on a theory here. I'm going to guess that we will see outright theory. I want to see Vader turn up and face off with Maul, hopefully by the end of the episode of the season. If that becomes a case, that would be a trigger for Vader, Anakin, knowing that he can, get at Maul by talking about Kenobi.
And we know he's heard of him. We know Maul has heard of him. Again, for anybody who's seen Rebels, the figure, or whatever we call them, the Shadow.
They have their whole monologue about him in the Siege of Mandalore, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, what if we take both of these ideas and combine them, that he turns a new leaf and he says, you know what, Docky? You're not a bad Jedi. I'm going to spare your life. And then Vader kills Docky as his entrance. And Docky's like, thank you. And then he goes down behind him.
So that was definitely Vader at the end of the episode that Marat kind of makes.
Here's the thing.
So. Like that would be like Ben Quadraneros wearing a bathrobe, but more likely it was Vader.
Well, he does say Lord, and there's only one Sith Lord. You don't call another Inquisitor, or you don't call the Grand Inquisitor by Lord.
The Grand Inquisitor does go by my Lord.
Oh, he does?
Really?
Kenobi, Kenobi, Riva, and Sun Jin, the other guy, they both say yes, my Lord.
So technically, it could be. It technically could be the Grand Inquisitor, but I'm going to assume it was Vader. And I think it's Vader, and I'll simply say why. Because the Inquisitors definitely have a very shallow spot for each other. They're all fighting to be the next Grand Inquisitor. They're all fighting. So why would you contact the Grand Inquisitor or another
they're not going to run it up the chain
unless they want the glory and the credit. So you're going to go straight to the top and go, hey, Vader.
You're going to talk to the guy who gives you that glory.
Yes.
Who runs it?
And I'm going to assume that he sends the and I assume I'm assuming Vader then sends the second Inquisitor, because unfortunately we've seen the second Inquisitor in the trailers, so it's like,
which is why I had the conclusion I did during the train fight. I thought that Maul in the Shadows was going to be Birdman coming out.
And again, it's fascinating where like all these characters are at, because it's like, well, this is also happening at the same time as Tales of the Empire, where we see Barriss joining the Inquisitors, and it's like, okay, where are these characters at this point in their lives? And so, but I think even that shot of Merrick calling for the Lord, I think that's also even something that the Grand Inquisitor did in Rebels, if I'm not mistaken, in the premiere episode, where contacting whoever's in charge. And
Vader is definitely a my Lord type situation. Anyone above Vader? Yes. I think Grand Inquisitor is the only Inquisitor to get that honorific. Everyone else is just Inquisitor, blah blah blah.
Right.
Or you lowly dog or something. But because they're very mean to each other. But
leave it to speculation.
My Lord.
But if I was going to go for someone, I'm going to go for the top hot notch. Is my guess.
Vader makes the most sense, because this show's going to swing for the fences, and they want the aura moments, and Vader's the one that can come and have that in space. I will say, as much as the fan in me will enjoy that moment if it comes down, it will just be absolute fan service, and the stakes will be somewhat lessened. Both of these characters will survive the fight. Like, there's no way that anything happens to Vader or Maul. So it's knowing ahead of time that they have to get interrupted or separated somehow does take a little bit of the punch out of it. But the Star Wars fan in me just wants to watch Vader fight Maul.
You just see it happen.
Not going to be excited.
That definitely. But the serving the greater purpose to the story, there would be a connection if Vader brings up Kenobi to Maul. It's going to weaken him. It's going to make him be in a position to, not doubt himself, but just simply there'll be some tact. That would be a very cool thing, and that can also erupt the whole searching for Obi-Wan. Not that
I think Maul is in for a very, very bad time. A very bad.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah.
When they find him on Malachor, he has completely different robot legs, by the way.
Yeah.
And a different saber. So Vader could just straight up dismantle his ass.
Oh, totally.
With the
My
Force,
master did it. Now I do it.
It's like, he could just use the Force to make all the screws and nuts and bolts come out of his legs, and he just falls apart.
Is this saber the same in Solo? It's close, but it's different too, I think, in Solo.
In Solo, he is using a broken Inquisitor saber.
Yes.
Oh,
which could be taken as a trophy from Merrick or Birdman. We might be about to learn how he gains that saber.
Yeah.
But the crow meets Ahsoka.
Yes, but I mean, we also know that they use mass-produced, not unique lightsabers. They have an armory with just a bunch of those on a rack, so they could lose a saber and then just go get another one for the next mission. I do think that Maul is going to get absolutely raked across the coals if he fights Vader. And kind of similar to what they did with the Vader comic with Greg Pak, where the whole storyline started with Palpatine just dumping him back on the banks of Mustafar, removing all the gifts that he gave him. And he's like, fine, you think you're so cool? Do it yourself. And he ends up having to cobble together, he has a battle droid arm and does all this stuff. That could be our season 2 of Maul. Could be Maul completely broken back down, having to rebuild, but now he's alone. And now he's on Malachor. Cool. And now he's starting to take this prophecy of Kenobi and finding Ezra and the Apprentice. All that starts to form in his mind.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then some crazy stuff has to happen in the next 4 episodes.
Yeah. And man, listen. Before we're gonna start wrapping things up, folks, because we all have to do work on some stuff. But I want to give a shout out again to the comment section. Thank you so much for engaging with us, and please Putting your last question if you have any. Red Six Down says, rewatching The Phantom Menace, Maul is skilled both single and double bladed combat. It has been in his fighting DNA. Right on.
Absolutely.
T. O'Neill says that I think that Daki has been dying since the start of the show. The kick by Maul didn't do him any favors, but it helped him along, I think.
He got injured in the chase in episode 2 as well. Like he could have been could have even been the death blow, and he's just using the force to sustain himself.
Yeah. Red Six Down says that nothing against Kylo Ren or the Stranger. There is the reason why Maul is most iconic next to Vader. And again,
it's all about the look, man. It's all about that spiky head, the red and black. That having been said, the Stranger would eat him for breakfast. Like, I'm sorry, but he would. Not even. That's one-sided fights of history right there. Maul would get embarrassed by the Stranger, but he doesn't have to worry about that because he died thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that at least Maul relates with Jedi in the sense that they were both used as tools by Pop. So, 100%. That's what he tells Ahsoka, is that we were both tools serving a greater purpose, and we were both banished.
I mean, those are his final words to Kenobi, The Chosen One will avenge us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think now more than ever, that means you and I will both be avenged, which I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daki is a resilient Salarian alien.
Salarian. Cool. Okay.
Salarian.
I like his markings. I like the like the way he's got all the different shades of green.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
We were speculating, is it a paint thing or is it a tattoo or is it just facial markings? And I think they're facial markings because Star Wars does that a lot. Like Pantorans have blue skin with like very sharp edged yellow markings on them. Ogrutas with like the red and orange and white combo. So I think that's just a marking that he's got, but really cool design.
Yeah.
I would buy it. Yep.
Speaking of skin, you got the opposite side with Lieutenant Blake having like freckles. Got that little freckles going on. He's got some scars in there. They're really
full snap his fingers. I'd be like,
so good. So good.
Maul's views on Jedi shifts back and forth. Exactly. That's a good point, Brent, with the Inquisitors. LOL. I do think that Daki dies down may turn. If it's 4 episodes, I could be off by a lot. Maul was a Sith assassin. He motives was to remove Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon off the board. He partially succeed also to announce the Jedi that he is back.
Yeah, right. We will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. That was his other objective.
Yeah.
I think Maul's opinion on Jedi changes back and forth, and it's because even though he's not technically a Sith, he still believes in the philosophy of the Sith, where his opinion is whatever serves him best in the moment.
Right.
So if it benefits him to hate the Jedi, he hates them.
Yeah.
If it benefits him to be forgiving of the Jedi in this moment, now that's his opinion. Like he's not a man of morals or scruples. Like he will change his direction based on what benefits him the most.
Yeah.
That's why he's survived this far,
We also had that little thing with the 2 Mandalorians who are kind of questioning, hey, we're not getting paid. Are we getting paid? Is this I'm ready to leave. And I'm like,
can we talk about the bonus situation?
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. And that was a great move for Rook to be like, because that she understands where they're coming from. Be like, why are we still here? Like this is not a good smart move.
Yeah.
Not all as soon as the force for breakfast, bro. Like we need money so we can go get ourselves some food. Like,
but at the same time, that definitely was set up for a later purpose. They wouldn't have put that in if they didn't have this, anticipation of making that group
choices. And again, I love that she because she is the lieutenant. She just like get back to work, and I love that she got this. She got that moment of like, this is why she's the second in command of this gathering and whatnot.
Well, you can't tell me that Vanessa Marshall isn't doing an impression of Emily Swallow. Like they were actually all right. Try and would it be
on the nose of that Emily Swallow play the character instead?
That is gonna be because Emily does voiceover voice acting role. So who knows? That's gonna be a theory. That's
Emily Swallow was a mocap for Ahsoka in the Siege of Mandalore fight, right? Because that was Ahsoka versus Maul. It was Ray Park, and I think Emily Swallow did the motion capture for that.
No, that was Lauren. Oh my gosh, I forget her name.
Yeah,
but it was
a different actress.
Yeah, it was Lauren something. Yeah, she also that same person who did the mocap for Ahsoka is the stunt double for Diana Lee, Santos.
Oh, nice. Okay,
that's it. Yeah.
Yes,
I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah,
man, she got a raw deal. Morgan Elsbeth. Badass character. I'm glad she got a focus in the Tales.
Yes.
But like I would have liked to see more of her.
I really enjoyed that character a lot.
But yeah, muchachos, Any final thoughts on this week's remaining episodes? Because we only have 4 episodes left. And
I would like to say that I am scared, and that terrible things are about to happen around the corner. I can feel it in my gut. Feel it in my gut.
I'm excited because of the last 4 episodes is any bit as hyped as episode 6 was. The way it moved, the way it paced itself, the way it delivered. I'm just excited to see how the season goes. I love the fact that this whole season is the first of the animated shows also that is a beginning to end kind of thread that Rebels would do its overcall thread and it would deviate off to side stories. The Bad Batch did the same thing. It would created its core characters, but then
meanwhile, Clone Wars was like serialized as all hell. You would 2 seasons before you get part 2 of an arc.
You'd get 3 episode arcs in Clone Wars, which were fantastic, and I always still loved the arc element of 2 to 3 episode or 4 episode arcs there. But this is a complete serialized
100%
story, and I'm down for it. I'm down for it all the way.
I can't wait for whatever we get next. If this is where animation is at right now with Star Wars, give it all to me. The Ninth Jedi, I think, is the next animated feature we're going to have on the schedule.
I'm excited.
I believe so.
Eating it up.
Crystal, nice to see you in the comments. If you ever want to join the show, please let me know and we'll get in touch.
Harrison James have Crystal on. She is like the best podcast guest. Every time she comes on Door,
I'd love to.
We have like the best conversations. Super chill.
She's talked to my friend Ace, Andrea. So I would love to have her on the show. Harrison James says that loving Rook, showing that she's not just there for the money, but there's something else about Maul keeping her there. OG Mando respecting the fighting prowess kind of thing. Appreciation for sharing the excitement, guys. Can't wait till next week. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you so much.
Rook is a true believer. Rook is there for ideology. That's why she followed Pre Vizsla. She just needs someone to rally behind, and so she believes in Maul's cause. If that changes even a little bit, she's out. She's going to find someone else to rally behind.
100%. Muchachos, thank you so much for taking the time out of your Tuesday evening to talk Star Wars with me. Man. It's always a pleasure. Please, you guys know how the show goes. Let's start with Kyle. Please plug yourself, let people know where they can find you, and share anything you got, anything upcoming.
I'm Kyle Katarn. I'm on YouTube as Kyle Katarn, reacting to everything Star Wars. You can also find me being snarky on Twitter sometimes. Kyle Katarn is the handle. You know where to find me. I look forward to meeting you.
Beautiful. Brent?
You can catch me Brent Age of Grogu or just Age of Grogu. I drop my reactions every week. Next week or the next 2 weeks, unfortunately, are going to be a little later because I've got a crazy work schedule coming up, and it really sucks because it's going to interfere with watching straight out the bat with the more episodes. But then, check out my channel.
Yeah, it sucks so bad. You got to do all this work. I'm never gonna not call you out for having the most fun job.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's like when it collides with Star Wars, it's a problem.
That's fair. That's fair. Work always finds a way to be work, even if it's super fun. I get that.
Yeah. And again, like I said, I was gonna promise that who was the person who did the art?
Oh yeah, did you find the artist?
Oh yeah.
I did, and it's actually, I believe it's 2 people. If y'all could believe it, if y'all can believe it, that I think it took 2 people to bring this art together.
I can believe that, like a colorist and an inker or something like that.
Yeah, so it is Julian Rico Jr. who did this, and also David Ball.
ARJ. And
you can find them on Instagram. They're the folks behind this poster, but yeah, folks. Shout out to them for this art. But yeah, folks, thank you so much for joining us. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the enthusiasm, let people know that if you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna want to hang out with us every week as we talk Maul Shadow Lord. I'm gonna be dropping my continuing coverage of the Mandalorian series with the Road to the Mandalorian Grogu series that I'm doing right now with other friends.
This is the way.
Best be sure that on May 4th, I am gonna do a live stream. Hopefully get the fellas in, or if we can make it work, or any others who wants to join and share our love for Star Wars on May the 4th. And we have 2 more weeks, and all I'm gonna say is get ready for next week's episodes, y'all, because
oh boy, I don't know that I'm ready. I don't know that I'm ready, man.
I wanted to be here now. Next week, go.
Man. But as always, everybody, please, may the Force be with you, and this is the way. Take care.